Good morning and welcome to Tuesday the 15th of March, and look at that for a still marina. And today is going to be an absolutely special day for me because I am going to attempt to move berths single-handed today. First time ever I'll have sailed freedom out of here and reversed her back in. I'm only going next door, and you just see there, look, you can see the narrow boat. I'm just going to pull her forward, aim at them two cream coloured barges there and reverse her back. So let's see how we get on, but first I'm going to have some porridge. Now, moving a boat really isn't that big an issue unless you've never done it on your own before. And I know I've only got to move out, across and back, but those who tell you it's just a piece of cake will have done it lots and lots of times. So I'm stocking up on the porridge, I've got the loo to do, I've got to go and do some food shopping, and by the time I get back then all my canvas cover windows will be nice and clear, because at the moment they've still got a bit of morning mist on them. And then I'm going to take the side covers off, undo the ropes and give it a go. Fingers crossed. Now I'm trying to look dead cool and relaxed, but to be honest with you, I was absolutely bottling it, because this was the very first time I've sailed freedom without having anybody else stood on the boat. So obviously once I'm out into the marina, if anything goes wrong, it's all down to me. Nope. Mate.
Nothing like as you thought, was it?
Wrong side, but
Wrong side. Yeah, but we can just push it open now, can't we?
yeah. And we're safely back in my new mooring. Wasn't exactly textbook, but I started to get the feel for the fact that she was wandering around and how to try and correct her. But I've said this before, once I get up towards Shardler, when I go and have her blacked, there's some what I call broad water up there. I'm going to do a lot of practicing 2 or 3 days out there on my own, just to get used to the throttle, because she can go very quick from a standing start for a big old boat, and it's just learning to feel the revs and obviously to understand that when you apply the revs, how it affects the bow of the boat. And likewise, obviously, when you're reserving, reversing into a mooring, you obviously have no steering, so you've really got to get yourself as well lined up as you can. And yeah, you do actually need people on the end of the finger jetties just to push, you know, the back of the boat, because you can't get there yourself because you're on the rudder, on the tiller, and you just need somebody just to push your way so you don't catch the end of the two finger jetties. And then once you're coming in, it is just a case of just take your time, slow reverse, and she'll bring herself into where she needs to be before we put the ropes on. So now I'm going to put all the covers back on, recover the camera off the front, and hopefully I've got you a bit of footage. I'm ready for a cup of tea. 16th of March 2020, and I bought myself a boat called Freedom. It's one of those scariest feelings ever. Shower. Oh my God, what have I done? Just gone and bought myself a boat. What a view in the morning. Just got to work out where all the switches are, what everything does. Pull out mirror. Sliding doors. Absolutely scary as hell, but this is home. It will be once I get it sorted. I'll keep you updated. Now, I had somebody ask me a couple of weeks ago, I think it was, what I've actually got growing in these pots. So just show you. You can just see now, look, we're getting a few green shoots, and these are actually fuchsias. And they do look a little bit sad and sorry for themselves at the moment, because obviously I cut them back at the end of the summer on the instructions of my sister, who said take them right back, don't overwater them throughout the winter, and they'll come back. And as you can see, look how nice that is, already showing signs of coming back, and these will look lovely. And I'm going to regularly put a post on just so you can see from what they look like now to what they develop into in the summer.
Put it in the box, put it in the box. If you've got a good idea, let's put it in the box.
Welcome to this week's Put It in the Box. Now, two items that I've personally chosen to put in the box I've actually already used in this vlog. So the first one was the I call them thumb turn clips that I used on the stern pram cover. So they're going in the box because I've only used a couple, but there's plenty in there to spare. And the second, I'm just going to tip you down a bit so maybe just show you better. That is the kit that I got off the Smiley Face company with the tool, the little, I don't know what the hell that's called, but it's what I used anyway. It's just got no instructions, so I don't know what its actually technical name is. But it's what I used to put the clip in. And then again, you've got a good assortment of the males and the buttons, and obviously the backings to the buttons. I think this kit has got something like 20 of the actual buttons and ends. And the kit off the Smiley Face company cost me £6. And I've used 3. And these now are going to go in the box because in a nice little selection pack like that, out of the way. That's my 2 suggestions for put it in the box. Put you back on. Now I need to thank Philip Beale, and thank you Philip for checking if I was all right. I'm sorry I didn't do a video last week, but I haven't been sleeping and I'm under a lot of pressure at work because I'm trying to sell my commercial site, and what with the crematorium, it was very, very busy and we had issues with the machine, so it was just chaotic and my mind just wasn't, no disrespect, it just wasn't on Misty and Me this week or last week. Now, Philip's suggestion, I haven't yet got them, but Philip has suggested I get some 15 and 22mm pipe blanking plugs. Whew. I ain't got a clue. Philip, I ain't got a clue, but they sound good. Send me a picture. Send me a picture, because obviously they're going to serve a purpose, and then I'll know what exactly I'm looking for, but I will get some and put them in the box. Now, Philip's second suggestion, which I think is brilliant and something I would have never thought about, is a large tarpaulin and some large heavy-duty cable ties. Now, at work, I have actually got some that's hanging at the moment. These tarpaulins are hanging off a roof beam to create a blank off a section of the building. So they're all brand new, never been used, other than hanging there. I'm going to fold one of them up and put it in the engine room because, as Philip's explained, if you get a leak on one of your air vents on the roof, and it's a storm or anything like that, you can cable tie the tarpaulin, especially on Freedom. I've got handrails on both sides, so easy to cable tie and put the tarpaulin over whilst you get to sort the actual issue out. So that's a really good suggestion. Now, I'm not going to show it because it's still at work, but definitely, Philip, that's going in. Well, it's going to go in the engine room. It's not going in the box, but it's going in the engine room. Brilliant suggestion. As is Paul Dickinson's. Now, Paul has suggested, and I'd already actually ordered, well, I don't know if this is what he's actually meaning, but I've ordered this anyway and it's arrived. Paul suggested self-fusing tape. Now, I did have a small roll of it, and I used it when I was doing the looking for the leaks on the water pipes, which turned out to be the filler on my cold water tank. And there was a joint in the cold water pipe that's behind the bulkhead, the one that I removed in previous vlog, which if you look back, you'll see it. And what I decided, even though it wasn't leaking, I used my roll of self-fusing tape and I completely wrapped. It was a right angle joint where the cold water pipe comes off the tank, comes up to floor level and behind the head of the bed in the boxed in area. But the actual joint would have been, or is, on the wrong side of the bulkhead to get at. So I thought, well, while I'm in there and I've got all this access, I used my roll and I actually wound it around the joint, and it's designed, it's a tape I used to sell when I had a Motor Factors, and if you've never used it, it's really worth having a roll. And it's as you wrap it round, it fuses onto the back, so what's on the underside chemically reacts with what's on the upper side. So if you can imagine you're overlapping, as the two pieces come together, they literally weld themselves together. And I did it on the cold water joint just because A, I got it, and B, I won't be able to see that joint. So it's like belt and braces. I've done it just in case it ever decides it wants to leak. I've already stopped it before it can. But what I had ordered off the Smiley Face company was this. Now it looks like a big roll, but believe you me, I wasn't very impressed, because when I actually got it, as you can see, there's not a lot of product. It's a great big empty cardboard tube. So I did let the sellers know, and to be fair to them, I wasn't particularly impressed, because I thought I was buying a big roll of this. They've actually refunded me in full, so I can't fault them. This is the kind of tape, if you've got Facebook, you'll see every now and again they'll put a small video on for a company where they're showing a water butt with a slit in it, and there's water absolutely puthering out. The guy cuts a piece of this kind of tape, slaps it on the side of the water butt, stops instantly. This I just thought would be handy, because I can cut it into thinner strips, and again I can use it to bind around a joint whilst it buys me the time to get it sorted. So that Paul, great idea. This is my version of it, and I do think it's worth putting in the box. And Paul also said, which I thought again was quite good, I'd already ordered these. Well, I hadn't ordered them, I'd actually got them, but I've still got some more to get. A good selection of fuses. So I bought these for my 240 system, because obviously there's certain things I'm going to be running off the inverter and the solar. And if these pop a fuse, then I've got them. And I'm also ordering a selection box of blade fuses, the same as you have in a car, to cover the 12 volt system. And again, fantastic idea, worth having. Nothing worse than your lights all go out and you haven't got a spare fuse. So I'm going to get a box. We used to sell them in the car spare shop I ran, quite a big box, and there was again maybe £10, and you'd get 100. They were pennies, worth having. And the other item that Paul Dickinson has suggested I get is a spare alternator belt. Well, to be fair, before I actually do take Freedom out, I'm going to give her engine a full service, so she's going to have everything. Even though she's only done now maybe 24 hours run time, the belts will have been on since the engine was built. So I'm going to take all the belts off, and I'm going to, if they're not perished, I'll keep them as spare. I'll label them up and just keep them as spare. If they've got any cracks or perish marks in, I'll put a new belt on each of the alternators, and I'll buy a spare new belt and put it in the box. But I'm going to do that with all the filters and everything, so I've got all that I need when I'm out on the water, should I need it. So yeah, thank you guys, that's brilliant. And it's just nice to see that you're actually getting on board with this idea of suggestions. So that's it for this week. Anybody got any ideas? As I say, just pop me a message in the comments below, or you can contact me through Facebook on Misty and Me on Facebook, and I'll definitely, if they're a good idea, I'll put them in the box. I'm ready for another cup of tea.
Put it in the box. Put it in the box. If you've got a good idea, let's put it in the box.
Well, that's it for another week. Been quite nerve-wracking moving the boat, but I'm pleased I've managed to do it on my own. I did have Lee offer one of the narrow boats on this pontoon, stand at the end of the finger jetty just to guide me, as you could see in the video. But yeah, dead chuffed I've managed it on my own. Still got a long way to go. Definitely not textbook parking, but I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Now, the put it in the box. In the description, I mentioned that it was that the fasteners were part of this week's vlog. Well, I actually did film that for last week, and then I took it out because the vlog was going to be too long. So that hopefully makes a bit more sense. As for this lady here, I took her to the vets on Friday because one or two of you have been messaging us through social media asking what was wrong with her and how is she. And as I said in the vlog last week, I discovered on her right hand side of her chest she's got a fatty lump. Now, having had this situation with my first Labrador, I was pretty certain it was a lymphomas, which is a it's not serious, as in it's not going to cause any health issues at the moment. It's not suspicious, and it's in Labradors it's quite a natural thing. As I say, Henry, my first Labrador, I think he had about 9 on him, and as they get older they do tend to develop them. Now she is only 6. Well, if she carries on as she is, she's not going to reach 6, because she's going through a stage of eating sticks at the moment. Not good. As they get older, as I say, they do, but she is only 6. So I took her to the vet on Friday last week, and I only use farm vets. I don't use pet vets, and that's personal choice, but farm vets tend to be a little bit more direct with their advice. And they examined her and said that she's as fit as a flea in herself, not to worry about the lump. They have no intentions of operating on her to take it off. There's no need. Be careful, because people are watching you, and I've told them you're good. And the limp at the moment, they've felt all around the joints, can't see anything and feel anything untoward, so they've put her on anti-inflammatory liquid that I just give her on a second meal each day, and she's been on it now almost a week, and I have noticed a heck of a difference. Occasionally she has that little bit of a stumble on that leg, but very, very rare this week. So they seem to think that whatever she's done, the inflammation around the damage is actually stopping the leg from repairing itself. So they're hoping that by giving it pretend you're a good Labrador. By giving the anti-inflammatory, that'll reduce the inflammation and the leg will on its own heal. Now, if after 3 weeks when I run out of the medication, she has still got and has not improved anymore, then the intention is to x-ray her, which will mean obviously she's got to be put to sleep to be x-rayed. So at the moment, fingers crossed that that's not going to be the case, and the ladyship will get better of her own accord. So I hope you've enjoyed the vlog. Do give us your opinions of what you've been watching in the comments below. If you've stumbled across us for the first time, please, if you like what we do subscribe, press the notification bell wherever it is on your screen on YouTube. It will let you know when new vlogs are coming out, and I am trying to make the vlogs slightly shorter, and just so I can forewarn you, I'm right at a very crucial part of my life at the moment where I'm coming up for retirement, and I'm in the process of selling my commercial site. Now we are due to exchange contracts very shortly, and then I've got a 10 to 12 week period to clear the building. That will involve me going to work 6 days a week. So I may decide not to vlog at all for that 12 weeks, 3 months, or I may just slot in small vlogs as and when I can. I'm not going to disappear, but I am going to be very, very, very busy. So I won't have a lot of time to devote to the channel, but I will be back to normal once everything's been sorted. So that's my week. Our week. Okay. And all that remains for us to say is thank you for supporting the channel. Do give us a thumbs up if you like what you've been watching. And from Misty and me, till next week, you take care, look after yourselves. Ta-ra. I love you.